Hi, and welcome to this episode of Shinji Thomas Replays. And this episode is going to be a bit of fun. It's going to be my first outing in Minekaze with a friend of mine, and, well, let's just say we both have a bit of fun and end up laughing before the episode's over. But, hey, let's get on with it and see where we go. Alright. As we begin, there we go. Right now, we're in a bit of a doozy. We realize I'm in a Minekaze. We are not in a very decent battle, as you can see. We're dealing with tier 7s, and he's in a tier 4. I kind of dragged him to a higher tier, but let's get this started. See where we go. At the initial start of the onset of the battle, we kind of pointed out, and I guess anybody that watches these and anybody that knows any of the World of Tanks, World of Warships replays, you understand the terminology of a fail platoon. And we honestly thought that this was going to start out and be a horrific, just nasty battle. I mean, granted, I'm not the greatest World of Warships player. I'm not even going to say I'm even close. And to quote Jingles perfectly, also to him, happy congratulations to his engagement. But to quote Jingles quite gracefully, I'm crap and I know it and I enjoy it. But we get started off, and at the start of the battle, we both kind of agreed to run a destroyer. Not so much of a point of where we were, I guess you could say, playing for ourselves, but we kind of had agreed to play a destroyer to its strengths for the team. If we weren't going to be the top tier players, by God, we're going to at least contribute to the players. So when we laid down our smoke, I decided to lay down one direction, he decided to lay down the other direction. That way we maximized how much of a smoke screen we could put out to give as much cover to the ships that were behind us, so that they couldn't be spotted, they couldn't be fired upon, and while they were coming out of the behind the islands, they had a bit of cover. That being said, also, it led us to be able to get up on points and have ships in much of a closer engagement to engage ships.
Smoke screen, I
guess you could say in a more interesting manner, we'll put it that way. And unfortunately, I ran off the flag. I ran the wrong direction. I should have turned to starboard and turned to port instead, but I'm not the only one that does it, so I end up pointing out the fact to Honky Tonk over here, who's also playing in his other destroyer. I believe that is the Clemson. Now, that being said, he's in a tier 4, I'm in a tier 5, and I'm in the Minekaze. And as you see right about now, he runs off the flag too, so I'm not innocent and the only one that screwed up there. But hey, it's okay. I didn't say I was god of a player, I just said I was a player. That being said, we got coming up a couple of ships that are going to be in a really bit of a pickle up here, but that's okay. I fire off a spread towards the other direction, hoping that maybe I might catch a destroyer. Oh, I'm going to catch him later, that's for certain, but we'll see that when it comes. That also being said, well, you know it's going to be a good day when you start passing out the wonderful rounds that make people kiss the donkey. But we're not just there yet. At about this point in time, we start noticing ships coming around the corner, and you can see a couple of battleships. The first one being this nice, wonderful man here. Yeah, that one's going to be a doozy. And you also got the Scharnhorst over here. This being a nice, wonderful match, I made sure I got close to the island. That way I would not be spotted. I had every intentions of making him eat every torpedo I could. Now, my luck is he starts driving towards this island. I mean, it's almost a perfect setup. I mean, I could not have made this any better. Now, granted, I thought about just torping as soon as I passed my friend here in the Clemson just torping this way and just hoping that he would run into it. And I decided, no, you know what? I'm going to make him eat him, and I'm going to make him see him.
Engine boost deactivated.
I got greedy, and I'm surprised I didn't get killed for him. But that being the case, it paid out because right about here, he detects me. And it's that nice, wonderful sense of, oh, shit. And the first salvo's off. And he's just gotta get deleted.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Just down he goes. How about this point in time, I start taking fire from the other two ships, who are also taking fire from everybody around me. Now, this also being said, I immediately drop smoke in the hopes of not being seen and not being hit. But it saves me. I don't get killed. That's been a bad situation before, and I can't say I blame it. But I don't know why exactly I zoomed in so much, but oh, that is right. He got mad. If you can look down at the chat, you'll notice. I do believe he's a little bit pissed. He kissed the donkey, and it went bad. That being the case, the other ships, they go ahead and knock out these other two ships in almost a quick fashion. They do not last. I mean, one gets knocked out by Honky over here. As you notice, he drops torps. He sends the other torps into this ship. I mean, doesn't completely knock him out, but it's close enough. Let's see what happens to him. It's a good track. It looks like a good track. I'm not sure, but I believe I might steal his kill. I'm going to try and set him on fire and see what I can do to him. But I don't believe it's going to happen. And it's at this point, and Carney manages to get the kill. Okay, for anybody that happens to be wondering, Carney is Honky Tonk. Don't know why it goes by a different name in game, but that's going to be the case. For the rest of the match, I'm going to refer to him to simply as Carney. That way it is not throwing anybody for a loop. I'll put it like that. Okay, that being the case, and Carney knocks out the Gneisenau, and the other the ship just kind of gets deleted just a little bit quicker at this point. Yeah, I'm not being exactly nice to one of the guys who's talking shit that I deleted a minute ago. So sometimes you just gotta deal with it. I'll put it like that. But that being the case, I try to keep it a little bit diplomatic fashion. Yeah, yeah, never mind, man. There ain't no excuse in that one. But hey, yeah. All right, now as we start coming around this edge of this island, this ship one up in front of me is taking a good bit of a beating. I mean, it's just, he's dealing with this thing over here and just kind of being set on fire. I'm not exactly, if I remember correctly, whether or not if this was a Gneisenau or if this was a Bismarck. Taste the fork, and I forget.
You destroyed it.
Now, however, I did just steal his kill by sitting on the ship on fire, the cruiser on fire, just right there at the end. I have to apologize to him because I do believe I stole that kill. But that kind of happens, you know. When it comes down to it, you do what you got to do. I kind of wish I had at this point crossed over to the starboard beam of the ship.
Engine boost deactivated.
Because starboard aft quarter, I'll put it like that. I'm on his port side, and it actually ends up blocking my ability to attack the ship that's coming up. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get a kill on him, and I'm not saying that I do get a kill on him, but it prevents me from doing any damage to him with torps when you're sitting right next to a battleship, and you've got a choice. I can torp my friend, or I can change course, and yeah. Kind of like this point, I really wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention. I was sitting there talking to Carney, and about the time I noticed, I'm point blank ship to me. I can't quite do anything, so at this point, I start slowing down and I turn hard. I turned real hard and just cut behind me. But, yeah, you know, we're capping this area on B. The enemy's got primarily D, and they're starting to come down towards C. But with us on A and with us already holding C, and we're focusing on B, we're going to take
starboard.
They're not going to be able to do much of anything other than possibly take C. But the fact of the matter is we're already ahead on points. That being said, it still could be anybody's match because, I mean, we're only ahead by one ship. And, well, that's about to be a little bit more. I did get a kill on him, and he was in a nice, wonderful Koenig, and that did get destroyed. At which point in time, he's sitting there telling us, hey, good game. I take a look at the screen, and at this point, I can kind of point out that it was a Gneisenau that I was next to, and I have to apologize to him. I know some of you are going to be brutal on me in the chat and sit there and point out the fact that you can't tell the difference between a Bismarck and a Gneisenau, and I know I'm going to have some people over in Germany who are a little bit annoyed with me by the simple fact that I said
Generator started.
But forgive me, I'm from America, and yeah, I'm just going to leave that one. Alright, that being the case, and we've got 2 more ships. I try to provide a screen, and I try to get Carney to continue the screen all the way across. That way it gives us cover all the way across the channel, but it doesn't end up working out just exactly as I planned. I could have explained it better, but I don't think I did. That being the case, me and this Farragut over here are battling it out a little bit, and it gets a good little hit on me, but doesn't actually take me out. That being the case, he's a little bit lower health than me, but I'm not going after him. I'm going after D. Now, me and him are going to have a bit more of an interesting action in just a minute, but that being the case, we'll see what kind of happens. Now, I do something up ahead that's kind of stupid in a manner of speaking, because if you're still alive, I don't recommend doing this because, well, it can get you killed, and it can get you killed easy. And that's firing torps and watching your torps. Now, bear in mind, we're down to 2 Gneisenaus, and I'm going to butcher it every time. I'm sorry, guys. And they're down to 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and a destroyer. We're down to 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, and 2 destroyers. We're only ahead by 1. I fire off a salvo, blind salvo, hoping to catch anybody that may be coming around the island, and the hopes of maybe catching that battleship over there if he happens to turn towards me. Now, with me in a Minekaze, I do have a bit of a further range, but he's still not quite in range for me to take him out. But that's okay. I could have easily been killed while I was doing this right here. Now, part of the replay, I took off the interface so y'all could see the track. I was sitting there hoping that I was going to be the one taking out, say, I don't know, a battleship, but yeah, that wasn't it. Okay, that coming back around. Now, granted, we're towards the end of the match. I decided to fire off another blind salvo. Notice that destroyer is not far off from me. I could have turned to my left and engaged it with the gun, but I decided just to fire torps and to hold D.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I fire off the spread of torpedoes, not really paying attention to much of anything, because at this point in time, we just pretty much won. But that being the case, and he eats it.
Enemy destroyer
This Farragut just got deleted. At this point in time, I've now gotten 4 kills, just 1 shy of a Kraken. And I was hoping to get a Kraken, but when I realized it was 932 versus 516, it just wasn't in the cards. We were going to gain points way too quickly for me to even possibly get that. And, well, if you go for the Kraken, typically you don't get the Kraken if you're focusing on getting it. But that being the case, it just wasn't in the cards. It was a good match, and as you can see by the post-battle screen results, it was a very good match. I didn't get too high up in the damage, but it wasn't bad by any means. I mean, I still had good damage, especially against that Sharn horse that I just flat deleted.
Remember, folks, if you enjoyed the show,
If you will, give me a like and a subscribe, and until next time.